Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Choices Finding Your Joy. Paula Vale here. I'm so grateful to have you with us today. I'm so happy and grateful today to share with you someone who is very dear to my heart. She's just so amazing. I am so happy to introduce to everyone Stephany Barton. She is a medium, intuitive, author. She does angel readings. She does so much. We've known each other for several years. I have continual readings with her. I love her books. Anyway, let me introduce you to Stephany. Stephany, welcome.
Thank you, Paula. It's a true joy.
Thank you. It is a happy day today. I'm just so excited.
Yes.
Again, we connect. Oh, well, I would love you to share a bit of your background to the viewers. Kind of tell them how you got to where you are today.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've known from the time I was just a little girl that I wanted to do something in the world to help people. So as I went to school and learned, I decided that the best way I could help people was by becoming a nurse. So I spent my early adult years working in the hospital, and I worked in telemetry, so I helped cardiac patients. I worked in surgery, so I got to help people through that time. And then I ended up spending some time in mother-baby health, so I was able to coach new moms, and I loved doing that, but there was always this tug in me where I knew I wanted to share something different or expand that. Maybe not so much about healing the body, but I wanted to do something where I could touch a person's soul. And so I started praying and listening and really seeking to understand. And I discovered how much I loved angels and how strongly they were with me, and that I could talk with them, but that they also talked to me, which was pretty cool.
Yes.
So then I started learning and reading, and eventually shared this insight and this angelic wisdom that seemed to flow through me. I just started sharing that with friends, and then started extending that reach to others in the community. And now I've just been able to travel all around the country and just give so many messages of hope and angelic divine guidance. It's just a wonderful journey, because angels are everywhere, even in the midst of hard times. We've got angels with us all the time, everywhere we go.
And isn't that beautiful to know, Stephany, that the angels are with us, and they give us signs where you just don't even expect it. One time I was in a restaurant. I walked in and there was a feather right in front of me in a restaurant. And I just went, oh, yeah, love you.
And those signs are such a great way to help us remember and refocus. So I think sometimes we get those signs when we're a little bit distracted, or when we've maybe forgotten to pay attention to our spirituality, or maybe we're letting the world get the best of us, or maybe fear is starting to take hold. So just when we need it, those signs remind us that even if we don't see our angels, they're watching us, and they see us, and they love us, and we can't go off our path. They're always there to help us and to protect us.
Yes. And it's really wonderful, isn't it, Stephany, to reach out to the angels and communicate with them as well. Let them know that you're thinking of them and you're grateful. And I just love that.
Well, and that's what I encourage people to understand, is that intuition it's a practice. It's not something that you just wake up one day and you start chit-chatting with your angels and you hear it like you're talking, you and I. It takes patience. It takes quiet. It takes a little bit of time to develop that relationship, just like any relationship, human or with an animal or otherwise. Relationships take a little bit of effort. But the benefits in connecting with our angels and feeling their love and strength is so worth the effort and worth every bit of time that you put into it.
Yes.
It's a great investment of our energy, and one that we need to give to, so that we get a lot of return from. It's a great investment.
It is. It is. And, it gives so much to us, Stephany. Would you say confidence and just feeling better about ourselves, loving ourselves more? What would you say?
I think in knowing that we do have that unconditional love and support does give us a lot of confidence. And that's the neat thing about our angels, is that they don't judge us. They're not keeping score. They're not looking down their noses thinking, why did she do that? There's only love. And so when you feel that acceptance, it does give you confidence to give another try, to start over, to let each day be a new beginning. Knowing that you're always accepted does foster a deeper sense of confidence for all of us. And we need that in our lives. Our world is just really geared towards, this is what you lack, or this is what you need, or this will make you better, or you've got this problem. But with the angels, it's, we love you and we're going to lift you and support you. Things just keep looking up.
I love it. I love it. And that support, oh my gosh, it's just to know when we have a challenge in our life, or, just having a down day and knowing that we have that support and love. It's huge. It is.
Yeah,
such
you've
a
always got
blessing.
someone on your side in working with the angels.
Yeah.
And that does give us a deeper sense of enthusiasm. There's that encouragement, because our angels will never stop believing in us. They never give up hope. Even if we've lost hope in ourselves, or we feel like we've lost our way, their faith in us, their belief in us never, ever changes, which is a really wonderful thing to know.
Yes. Yes. And with the readings that you do, Stephany, I just they've been so fantastic. You tell the viewers a little bit about what they would expect with doing a reading. What would happen?
Well, every reading, I always tell people, every reading is like a snowflake. Each one is unique because so many people are at different places in their path. But what my focus is really bringing a higher perspective, or a higher vision of who we are, because we lose ourselves. We get lost and can't see the forest for some of the trees. So an angel reading helps us get a sense of, we have guides who can inspire us. We have intuition that's designed to guide us. Our loved ones who have passed are still there and aware of our progress and want to connect with us and help us. So an angel reading gives us our bearings from a spiritual perspective, so we can navigate towards our health and our wellness and our balance and a sense of well-being, which is really what we're here to experience in our lives.
Yes.
And bringing that awareness, bringing that spiritual presence into our everyday lives is such a beneficial experience. It does. It brings balance. It gives us a sense of direction. So maybe we don't know the end result, but we get a sense of how to get there one day at a time. And that's important. That's so important in our world.
Oh, it is. I love it. And I know with what we have done together, it's just been beyond words wonderful. And I just love it. And it was angels who gave me the message through you almost a year before I was starting TV that we see some TV coming. I would never even have dreamed that.
I know. When I told you that, you sort of,
I know. And you were spot on to the month. I mean, it was amazing. And I thought of that after I received the invite from amazing Shavon to be a host. I'll never forget it. And Stephany, I would love to have you also share about your fantastic books. I love your books. Please share with the viewers about your books and maybe a little bit why you wrote the books.
Well, one of my books is called A Pocket Full of Angels. And my desire in writing that book was just to give short messages, something you could a book you can tuck in your purse, or something you can take with you on an airplane, where when you just need a little something, just a moment of inspiration or a couple words to hold on to, you just open it up and there's a message just right for you. Because we can get overwhelmed and we can get bombarded. So A Pocket Full of Angels is a real quick way to just get recentered, to get that sweet infusion of inspiration that'll keep you moving on down the road. And I loved writing that book and putting that one together. And then I've got another one that's called Soul Fire. And that book is really about helping us discover our purpose and what we're here to illuminate and how we can bring passion into our lives and then share that passion in the world. And what inspired me to write that book, one night it was real cold outside, and I went outside and we lit a fire. But there was a process. We had to clear some space and get something to burn. And as the flames were warming me, I realized that's what life is like. Sometimes you got to clear away the debris, and you need something to believe in and to hold on to, and you need air. And so then it really helped me bring this book to life, and I've enjoyed it. It's been a really great experience to share that with people. And it's a workbook, so there's practical exercises with it too. Having a sense of purpose is really important for us in life. And then the most recent book that I've had out is Facing Darkness, Finding Light. And I wrote that. It's about the experience that souls who complete suicide, what their journey is like on the other side, what they go through to heal, and then how the families who've been left behind can still connect with the spirit of their loved ones who've moved on, and really how to bridge that gap that is often there in the situation of suicide between guilt and healing. So it was the most difficult book that I've written so far, as far as the emotions, but by far the most rewarding. I think that's a topic that needs to be spoken about with love and compassion. And so I feel really good about being able to offer that book.
Oh, it's fantastic. And you know, as you said, the healing, oh my gosh, the healing that it can enable others, you know, help them with. It's fantastic.
And, you know, we're all looking for the same thing. I think every single person is just looking for love. We just want to be loved and accepted for who we are, you know, warts and all. And the more we work with our angels, the more we start to become aware of the spirit world, the more we place an emphasis on our inner growth and our inner sense of balance, then the more we can feel loved and lovable and feel accepted. And that's really what this is about, just finding that acceptance and that sense of joy and love. And it's there.
Wow. What was it like for you to, I mean, you obviously have a heart so full of love and so full of giving and service. You were a nurse for all those years. What was it like making the step to, I'm going to put this aside and I'm going to go this way? Was it a difficult decision, or did you just feel confident and supported?
It was really scary. Yeah, it was very scary. And I had, you know, I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself. I thought, well, yeah, I'm sure spirit can do it, but this is me. I'm the one that's got to get dressed and see people. So it was challenging. But once I remembered why I was doing what I was doing, I wasn't doing it for me. I was doing it because I did want to serve, because I do want to give hope. Then I relaxed. I found that the right words would come. I didn't have to understand the messages. I just had to share the love, to share the hope and share those words. And then it would make sense. to the people that I was sharing these messages with. My clients would say, I understand what you're saying. That's something only my grandma would have known. But that's the nickname my dad called me. That's what we called my dog when I was growing up. So things that had no bearing on my life or very little meaning to me were extremely significant and still prove to be very significant for the people that I work with. That's what I focus on. That's what I remind myself of when I get nervous or anxious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for spirit. I'm doing this for the greater good. And
Oh,
that really helps. It really helps.
I love that, Stephany. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And, to share those messages, what that does for people.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope it helps. It's always a delight for me to see how, a person can come in and just feel so lost, and then suddenly you're not alone, and they
Yes.
leave my office and they're smiling and they're laughing and they say, that was fun. Then I know it's real, and I know that spirit has really worked a miracle, because when you can take tragedy and you can find hope, I think that's a miracle.
Yes.
That's really what working with spirit is all about.
Yes. And just knowing that we can, have that connection and open our intuition. What would you advise to the viewers today that may be thinking, oh my gosh, I don't really take the time to think of the angels, and I want to start and focus and raise my intuition. Oh my gosh, where do I start? What would you say to them?
I think one nice starting point is just to set aside 1 minute each day. Just 1 minute, 60 seconds, where it's quiet, where you're not distracted, and where you can just appreciate how it feels to breathe. And that's all. Sometimes even that small space of time where you're aware that you're a part of life and that you are this amazing being, and the air moves in to inspire you, and then you can let go of what you don't need. That is a very sacred experience, and it's pretty powerful for a first step in starting to get more heightened awareness about who we really are.
Yes.
And our abilities that we have to make contact with the other side and with the spirit world. So 60 seconds of quiet is like an eternity sometimes. It brings so much peace.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great beginning. Just that 60 seconds of breathing.
Mm-hmm.
A great way to begin.
And then even, after you've breathed for a minute, then each day maybe read an affirmation or learn one little paragraph about angels or listen to a song that uplifts you. I think there's just little things we can do to start to open up, to enhance our awareness, just to start to tune into that world that's unseen but still very powerful in our lives, just to slowly wake up to that instead of feeling like, I got to do it right now. I got to be totally in tune. No, it's a journey about awakening and enjoying and learning. So small steps.
I love it. I love it. And what's so fun is, at different times you can get different messages. Raphael may have something to say, and then Archangel Michael has something he wants to say, or a message you're given. It really is exciting and fun. It really is.
It is. I think of it kind of like a buffet.
I love that. Yes.
You've got the angels and you've got spirit guides, and you can sample a little bit of human spirits on the other side. And then you've got pets and
yes,
a big smorgasbord of spirit, and it's all good.
Oh my gosh.
It makes you fat or
I love it. It is a buffet.
Which is nice because sometimes you need archangels. Sometimes you're in the mood for a certain food, and sometimes spiritually we need the strength of the archangels. Other times it's nice to connect with animal spirits because we need that connection.
Yeah.
There's other times when connecting with our loved ones is very valuable. So they all serve a purpose, and each has a purpose that's very good.
Oh, that is so beautiful. And I love that because, yeah, it's can be so different, the angels, the animals. Oh my gosh, the animals can give us such amazing messages. And then the messages that we can receive from loved ones. Oh my gosh, what it can do for our heart and
Mm-hmm.
our carrying on in this life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I love so much about spirit, is that spirit is so creative and so wise in helping us receive in the way that we're able to receive. So, I might work with a client who wasn't necessarily close to their loved ones from the family who've passed, but maybe they've lost a beloved pet. So I can speak with that pet spirit, and it can help them still feel connected and help them heal much more so than if I would have talked with a human spirit. But that's the beauty of this work, is that it's customized. It's like our fingerprint. The
Yeah.
spirit knows what we need, and then spirit answers that need and fills that need to overflowing with absolutely amazing unconditional love. So it's so wonderful.
You just must be in awe every day, Stephany, of the messages, what you hear, the people you connect with. Would you say that you have found your passion?
I have, because spirit never ceases to amaze me, ever. I mean, just when I think, oh my gosh, that can't be any more miraculous, then spirit deepens my sense of wonder and just expands my sense of awe with how incredible this universe is and how wondrously we're made. It's just, life truly is a gift, and being aware of spirit just sweetens that for us. It just brings a whole passion and depth to life.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
wonderful.
And that knowledge that we're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
We are surrounded with so much love and so much support. Just knowing that, oh my gosh, it just changes your view and how you look at the world.
Absolutely. And I think too, knowing that there's a purpose. Even if we don't get the lesson, that there's a greater purpose. Things are part of a bigger plan. And so then the setbacks don't seem like defeats. We understand, this is progress. Even if we have to pause, there's still a plan. And it's nice to know that spirit has a plan, so that even when we don't see it, we can trust.
Yeah. So when we have a setback, it's just really a pause. And then we just say maybe even sometimes it means we want to look at a different approach or a different direction.
Absolutely. Or sometimes just
Which could,
rest.
yeah.
Yeah. I think there are times when what we perceive as a setback is really just an opportunity to breathe and get a little rest. Take a moment or two to get our bearings.
Yes.
Because how often do we do that?
Yes.
So sometimes the things that seem like the biggest challenges are really the greatest gifts, because they invite us to become more aware and to choose what it is that we really want to do, and follow our passion and do what we love.
Yes. Yes. And because isn't that amazing? Like, for instance, someone may lose a job, layoffs or something happen, and they end up with something they love 10 times more.
Yes.
A door opens. You just never know where a setback, what actually might come through.
Absolutely. Yeah, I worked with a lady who had been several years ago diagnosed with breast cancer. And instead of just giving up, she decided to embrace it and to learn from it. And she really focused on nutrition. So she got through it. And now, because of what could have been a devastating experience, she is a nutritional coach. She helps people find inner balance. And so it's become her passion. But she never would have found that had she not gone through the diagnosis and the experience with that.
Yes.
So we always have a choice. There's always a choice to be made. We can choose the doubt or the fear, or we can choose love. And I say choose love.
Yes, yes. Oh, I as well. Oh, love is the ultimate choice.
Mm-hmm.
And, what would you say on the topic of, how connected we are to each other?
Mm-hmm.
I really believe that you and I are connected. We're connected to everything and everyone, really energetically. What's your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. I think that's why we can sometimes have premonitions, or we get a feeling that we need to call someone, is because we are connected heart to heart with one another, with our planet, with nature. I mean, we're all part of the same source. We're built from the same atoms and the same molecules. We have the same structures. And so focusing on those similarities helps us to grow our intuition too. And that's one thing that I think is important, is oftentimes if we're judging ourselves, or if we're feeling competitive, or if we're comparing, that really does go counter to the spirit of intuition.
Yeah.
So intuition comes from connection. It comes from that similarity, from that oneness. And when we're realizing that we're connected, our intuition and our bond with one another will just grow and flow.
I love that. I love that.
Yes.
Stephany, we have about 2 more minutes in the show. What last words do you want to share with everyone today?
I just want to encourage everyone to believe. Just believe, because angels are real. They're as real as the ground you walk on and the air you breathe. Sometimes you may not see them, and you may not always believe that they're there, but they are. And I just want to encourage each person to take a moment each day to allow a breath and an inspiration and just an angel moment, so that life can take a deeper and sweeter meaning, because we're not alone. We're not alone.
Yes. Oh, I love that. I love that. I'm just sending out and wishing everyone a beautiful angel moment today.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Moment. I love it.
I love it. We're sharing an angel moment together. I love that, Stephany.
Yes.
Oh, this was so great having you on the show. I'm just so excited to share you with everyone. I just adore you.
Well, there are certainly challenges in our world, and sometimes things can get a little bit nutty out there.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a place of peace inside our hearts, and there's a place where angels are there to pick us up when we feel like we're down. So I think it's important now more than ever in our world to allow for that angelic presence, to indulge in those angel moments, because then that gives us the endurance and the strength we need to keep on keeping on.
I love it.
For good. We're in this for good.
Oh, I love it. Thank you, my dear friend.
You're welcome.
And to everyone out there, thank you so much. Have a happy, wonderful day. Big hugs. Bye. Bye, Stephany.
Bye.